Hey guys, it's Cyrus of Chaos. I'm here with Geoffrey Tourette, and today we're going to be talking about the finals from the 2018 European Championships in Novi Sad between Alexey Cheremisinov and Daniele Garozzo. I hope you guys enjoy.
Yeah, I never fenced either of them, but Cheremisinov has this, so they're super different. It's also different, schools by country as well.
Yeah.
You have the Italian school, which is everything you do, has kind of a purpose to it, and you're trying to, either get a reaction or looking for a very specific moment for you to do something. Mm-hmm. It's a very, if they do this, you do that. If they do this, you do that, kind of school of fencing. And then Cheremisinov is more he's just kind of going to move, and then he's going to see an opportunity to do something that's not conventional. There's no real plan. There might be a structure, but there's no set plan of if he does parry 4, I have to do this specific feint, and he's kind of just going to go in a moment and figure out what to do. And it becomes very clear in the match.
So you're saying Garozzo is looking for certain things to do on reaction, and Cheremisinov is kind of just moving around waiting for an opportunity?
Right, so Cheremisinov is more if you think about boxing, for example, he's more of kind of just going to hop around for a bit and then eventually see you slip up and then go for a
punch in the face.
Or something. Exactly. And then you have Garozzo on the other hand, who's going to be provoking you the whole time and trying to create moments, even he's trying to fabricate everything in the bout, and and he feels comfortable when he's in control and when he's scoring from what he's setting up, I guess.
I personally like that kind of fencing a lot more.
I do as well, but there is a beauty, and I think honestly to be more consistent, you have to fence a little bit more like Garozzo, which is why Cheremisinov's results are kind of up and down. But
the thing is so consistent.
Exactly, but with Cheremisinov, that ability to when he's on to just kind of be able to read what everyone else is doing, and because it's so unpredictable, because you don't really know when he's going to go.
Yeah.
He has the ability to just win European Championships, which he did in 2018 after doing pretty much nothing that season. So
I also know that his people say his attack is very hard to deal with. The arm back attack.
The French do it too now. Actually, do a lot of running with the arm back, and then his remises also are very, very hard to deal with.
Yeah.
He's a very unorthodox fencer for sure. I think the way that he thinks about the game is not even as much it's not similar to any of the top fencers right now.
Even the other Russians?
Yeah, even the other Russians. I think that his idea of fencing is much more opportunistic, whereas everyone else tries to think of the game and knows the the adequate reaction, I guess, for certain situations. So
Gotcha. All right, let's see what happens in the bout.
Sounds good.
It's a quiet one.
And he's fast when he needs to be. But Garozzo,
Yeah, so
it's almost more mobile.
It's almost like Cheremisinov is an old defense, so he's got
There was that arm back attack.
yeah, it's hard to deal with. But that was also just Garozzo wasn't ready.
also has this
As soon as, because if you stay on your legs,
See it again?
Sure, yeah. He started searching with his arm rather than his legs, and then got caught and tried to go in.
Mm-hmm.
That's always dangerous when your arm is back, because you're not going to catch the blade at all. It's the entire intention. So you just have to make sure to fight all the way back. At least that's my opinion on that.
And so early in the bout too.
Yeah.
You can do a touch like that when you have more information.
Mm-hmm. Especially when you get him feeling uncomfortable with his attack.
And you already saw a slight change there where, again, he goes forward with his arm way back, and Garozzo does a step out this time.
Yeah, he's a little more ready. Also, actually, if you can notice there, he sticks his point out a little bit before that step in at the end. So right there, he threatens with the tip, and that forces Cheremisinov there. Yeah, right there.
Because this is a hard distance to attack from.
Yeah, well, so the thing is, he can't just throw himself in there with his arm back like that, because the blade is disturbing right in front.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's going to finish from a little further away than... So the previous attack, he could just get into that, pretty much, hugging distance and then finish around, because he's really good at that. But here, because Garozzo's arm is out, it forces either Cheremisinov to search or to finish. So defensively, this is a really good way to slow down your opponent when you need to.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a little more successful here, Garozzo is, at stopping the attack.
Yeah.
a year ago.
And just so you guys know, when the video is paused, you can press period to go forward a frame and comma to go backwards a frame, which is a really good tool for watching.
So against Timur Safin.
Great camera angle from the FIA there.
Yeah. we didn't see the entire touch there, but I want to say he rushed a little bit. But this is something that happens later on in the bout, so we can go over some of the other touches there.
Oh!
That's a very nice touch.
Garozzo is so good at infighting.
Yeah, that's where he loves to be.
So his point is not threatening here.
Right. So this one is different because he took a half step back, right? See how wide the stance is?
Mm-hmm.
So he takes a half step back to make Cheremisinov feel comfortable.
And think that he's going backwards.
Exactly. So he can accelerate. See how like set Cheremisinov is not going forward. There is no like chance that he will be able to stop in time to finish here. So Garozzo then steps in, and from there, I'm actually curious as to why Cheremisinov didn't just run past, because him staying there is like exactly what
Garozzo
wants. Exactly.
Yeah, this is Garozzo's happy place.
Yeah.
There's that touch that somehow never misses.
Yeah, unbelievable. One of my favorite things to watch too at competitions is just looking at him land these touches.
Yeah, mine too.
So right there, just off the line, you see him trying to take advantage again. Because at the beginning of the bout, Cheremisinov was just running at him.
Mm-hmm.
So the Italians feel pretty uncomfortable when they don't control the bout. So you can see him just starting to try and push right off the line and get control of the bout. And control the timing immediately.
And there's been a touch every 5 seconds. The bout has only been going on for 15 seconds. There have been, 5 actions so far?
Yeah. Neither of them feel super comfortable going back for that long.
Yeah.
Cheremisinov given the attack there.
For me, it's a
Really?
right.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah. Honestly, it might be a simultaneous here. The arm
Yeah,
comes out slightly earlier from the left.
Does it?
But
I'd say either simul or attack from right.
yeah, I think he starts to move the point down. But then again, I watched too much Saber here at Harvard anyway, so.
I think the two are starting to be called much more similarly, especially the middle situation like that.
I agree. I think as soon as someone starts pushing, there's still like a lot of difference with like preparations and stuff. But
Yeah, once the long attack starts, but in like the first zone situation, hey, it's Bosnikov. I think this situation is really funny, where Garozzo thinks it's his, and Cheremisinov thinks it's his. So Garozzo wants to stand where the action happened, and Cheremisinov wants to go back to the line. So they're basically just like standing right in each other's face.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
Simultaneous?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
They both step forward with their arms up.
Yeah.
And the attack.
I meant Garozzo thinks it's simul, and Cheremisinov thinks it's his. Ooh.
So there he's trying to force himself going forward, but he got caught not being ready for that attack and prep.
That's another thing Garozzo is really, really good at. Just kind of like pushing you and then finishing with an open target, or like when an opportunity presents itself.
Yeah. It's a really nice touch.
Nice parry
Yeah.
there from Cheremisinov.
Because he felt the pressure, and he didn't rush the repost. So, because right after, if you notice, actually just the last 3 touches, so it doesn't matter really which one we're watching, but after Garozzo's first intention doesn't work, he goes immediately with a search, right? So that little hesitation to the repost, where he pulls back there, and goes right around it. That's really, really good.
Yeah, that is good.
Very smart.
I didn't notice that the first one. Let's watch it one more time in slow-mo. So here he could finish and get parried, but he delays it one tempo, goes around and hits, and that's a hard angle to hit too.
Yeah, and it's also one of the the most common ways that people give up the right of way immediately after stopping an attack. So even if you're uncomfortable on the back of the line, people would get the blade and then just throw out their arm immediately and get counter parried by some reactionary counter repost and give the right of way right back, which is not ideal. So.
So off target.
Cheremisinov started this contest by really going at Garozzo. And now he's being a bit more defensive.
A little too much hesitation there. He's trying to force.
Inviting Garozzo on, and
What's good about this bout too is there's so much back and forth and like who's in rhythm and who's not.
Yeah.
Very good at, and he is
There's definitely been a lot of action so far.
Yeah.
I've seen it in the first semifinal. Is disruption and making it difficult to build an attack. And
Yeah, I think it's a counterattack as well.
Yeah, 2 light side call attack left.
Yeah. But it's very hard to time this, especially because the Italians, they do this like lunge and prep a lot. Even if it's not theirs, when they're so committed, it's very hard to land the attack.
Yeah, because the distance is closing so quickly and it's kind of an unexpected thing to do.
Yeah.
getting around the
Nice touch.
final action.
There was a lot happening there, actually.
Yeah. So this time, I'm not sure if he ends up pulling back or just going, like if he reposts straight or gets caught while he's pulling back. I think Garozzo learned from the last pair repost, right? So as soon as he finishes,
And not just that, but like last time he got closed out in 4, so he goes around it.
Right.
But they both miss, and then it's the exact situation that you were saying from last time.
Right, so he tries to pull back to hit. I think Garozzo learns, closes the distance even further to take that counter repost. And just to be able to hit that is so impressive.
Yeah.
Final action. Harry, Garozzo, now Cheremisinov.
This is actually very important, the fact that he starts getting frustrated here. This is really early in the bout, but you're going to see it pop up again many times.
Parry, counter parry, is that how you
Specifically at the end of the bout, we can revisit this.
Why is he getting frustrated?
So Cheremisinov's fencing is very, because he like doesn't think of it the same way as a lot of fencers. He doesn't fence, I guess, in the most beautiful of ways. So you can see him kind of like hiding behind his mask there.
Mm-hmm.
That's always one of the most frustrating positions for like any fencer to try and hit. Because sometimes there's like slight parrying with the mask, for example, or a slight covering target.
Did Garozzo want covering there? Is that what he was saying?
Yes, so he
Okay.
videoed for covering, and they said no, just repost touch.
Gotcha.
It's a little lucky. The timing
Yeah,
there
good.
is not good at all.
Yeah,
So,
perfect timing to finish the attack. Just kind of glanced off him.
Yeah, you never want to counterattack into a lunge, especially a lunge straight like that.
Yeah, he's already finishing.
Yeah,
He just kind of, I don't know, squirmed away from that one a little bit.
yeah. I think a touch like that is very valuable though, because then it casts doubt into the opponent's mind about their ability to finish.
Mm-hmm.
So you can get more counterattacks and attacks in preparation against them in the future. So
hard work done by Alexey Cheremisinov at the beginning.
that's a
of
nice
Nice.
touch. Yeah.
Especially against someone who likes to attack with their arm all the way back like that.
Mm-hmm.
You got to show them that they can't always do that.
Cheremisinov
Yeah.
maybe now has to change
The
tactics
blade
again.
contact right before the attack was really, really good too. It kind of throws you off.
Alexey Cheremisinov at the hard work done by Alexey Cheremisinov.
Right, so takes
Look
the
at
blade
the crazy
twice.
angle of the blade.
Takes the blade twice, and then stop hit right there. So
Oh, he still almost got it.
yeah. But what's really good about this timing is it was like 100% premeditated, because he stops right there after taking that second blade. He goes back directly and he baits Cheremisinov to come in. After that first step back, he stops and then hits him and gets away. It's really impressive.
And not just that, but Garozzo is someone who really likes to march down and just kind of hit you when the chance presents itself. And he's missed that a couple times, and instead of being stubborn about it, he's just decided he's going to do something different now.
Yeah, and the other thing is Cheremisinov probably knows that Garozzo likes to push, and this is what makes that drawing out extra effective, is the fact that as soon as he gives it up, you want to take over, because you don't want to give him an opportunity to start
To do it
pushing
again.
So he takes over immediately, and he goes a little too fast, gets a little too close, and gets caught by that counterattack.
Yeah.
So it's impressive.
Change tactic again. Go back to being more.
And physical, but Garozzo's got to be willing to play that game with him.
Ooh! That seemed like the same counterattack, but this time on reaction. 'Cause
Right.
He was going in and got caught.
So he comes in preparation here, right? And Cheremisinov this time does a second provocation into the provocation. And this was a great attack in preparation here, except for he accelerated from a little too far away. If he had waited a little longer, he might have been able to get a double disengage and finish in. Because he finishes from so far away, though, he's granted a second chance, because Cheremisinov has to go a long way to hit him with the repost. And so he manages to get this counterattack kind of last ditch. But the timing right before that moment for that attack in preparation,
Garozzo's
was-
got to be willing to play that game with him.
right there,
Mm-hmm.
is perfect. He just needed to do an extra feint disengage because he was a little far away, but that was a good action for sure.
Yeah.
But you can see that every movement that Garozzo is doing right now is very intentional. Every time he takes a step back, he wants Cheremisinov to step in for him to find something, right? Or if Cheremisinov stops, that first step to enter, he wants to see if Cheremisinov is going to kind of do a search or if he's going to try and counterattack or whatever action he wants to do. So everything that Garozzo is doing is so deliberate. Cheremisinov is kind of watching. He's very static and he's waiting for his moment to kind of just go and hit.
Oops. Damn it. A third one. Although that was, again, very different from the other two.
Yeah.
This was just like a distance mistake almost.
Uh-huh. Especially like right here, this should have been an easy attack from the left.
A flick to the shoulder, finish underneath.
Because he missed the first counterattack and then he goes in for a second one.
Yeah.
Right?
He actually does try to flick to the shoulder. He just whiffs it.
Yeah.
He's getting played here.
I think also when...
Hear what the commentator just said?
He's getting played.
He's getting played here.
I think it's easy to get caught up here when you get hit by 2 or 3 counterattacks into this idea of I have to finish here instead or I have to do this. Whereas another possible solution is just to go for counter time. Especially when he misses it, you have the distance and the time to take the blade.
That time for sure.
Yeah, and then go straight and hit him instead of insisting on the finish.
Yeah.
So it's something to watch for in the future of the bout.
It's upped his game.
Attack from
I
left.
agree.
Cheremizinov's attack.
Attack no, and then he waits. Attack from left again.
Garozzo is going to get
Reprise from left.
So this is something that, for the Italians that get caught on decently often, is because they know that there's a moment and they miss it by like a millisecond, but they still want to go and get it, right? So they insist on it. It's because they know what they want to see, so they go after the touch even if they miss the opportunity. They're like, oh, the opportunity was there. I'm just gonna go anyway. But then they get caught in stuff like this.
Yeah.
that he can.
Attack from right.
For me, yeah.
I mean, they're working, for one thing.
So what's he called?
Oh, wow, this has become a big thing.
Again, Garozzo's getting a little frustrated because Cheremisanov's kind of, moving his mask in different ways, yeah.
He almost just did the same thing there, if you look at the right.
Yeah. But you only get mad about it when the other person does it to you, so...
Daniele Garozzo dancing in, dancing out.
I really like the subtle changes in distance Garozzo's making while Cheremisinov is coming forward.
Distance right.
And another good moment for attack and prep. Wow, that was a nice touch.
For me, it's touch left here.
I agree.
Right before he launches the attack.
Oh, is it?
About getting the distance
He misses the first one.
Yeah. Parries.
He misses there.
Post no. Remise.
Oh, but Garozzo tried to parry it.
Yeah. I think because of the search.
Daniele Garozzo.
The reason he was in this situation, well, one, he got off balance on his legs, which was a little unfortunate. But right after his parry, because he got a counter parry right there.
Yep.
And then he saw the opportunity to hit, but Cheremisinov was already going back a little bit, and then he tried to squeeze it in there regardless.
Yeah.
Cheremisinov still had time to parry, right? It's important not to rush your action, even if you miss like a small, like if you're just a tad bit behind. It's best to just wait and set up another action than to try and fit something in.
Oh, I'd have to see that again. There's one.
Animated this guy.
Oh, yeah. It's like all the Italians, so.
I think that's Garozzo's.
Successful appeal in the semi-final where he had a decision over.
You can see why he thinks it's his.
Yeah, definitely.
No.
Yeah, it's the search that does it.
Yeah. I thought it was his the first time I watched it.
We're not seeing the same replay that the referees are, for one thing.
Yes, the score is correct.
Yeah. That's
Ooh.
a good touch.
Yeah, that was good.
Right.
Caught him sleeping a little bit.
Yeah. He also, I think he got caught, or he got like comfortable with the footwork pattern that Garozzo was using. So this time, instead of letting him push in and out and draw him out, he stayed static, let Garozzo get into the distance that he wanted perfectly, and then went in and took advantage.
So one of the things that I always tell people is that they're not like committing enough to their counterattacks. He commits so much to that. He uses like every little inch of his length.
Yeah.
Look at this. That
Yeah.
that is a lot of distance.
And he keeps going forward, yeah.
What I saw was
He's also not counterattacking in place, which is often a big mistake.
Yeah, you want to really commit to it. If you're
Either
gonna go forward,
or
go forward.
back, yeah.
Just gave him a chance to reset. And he's leveled the scores now.
Nope. He wants to do it again. You can
Yeah,
see.
Garozzo's ready this time.
Yep. Sometimes a way to get someone like this just out of your face is to beat their blade a couple times. Whoops.
Hit the floor. Well, that sucks.
take him into the
So 7 apiece.
He's broadcasting counterattack for
Yeah.
the past 20 seconds of
Yeah.
actual fencing.
Really.
Garozzo is ready.
out of time.
I thought he might mix it up. That's why I didn't want to say anything until the action actually happened. But
Pretend to do a counterattack and take a parry or
yeah,
something.
yeah. There's no movement anymore when Garozzo moves back. He's just standing.
Yeah, because Garozzo wants Cheremisinov to follow him, right?
Follow him immediately, yeah, so that he can re-enter the distance.
Deciding the tempo.
Ooh, that was nice.
Yeah.
He showed a counterattack there, but like we were just saying, he
Yeah.
stepped in and parried instead.
He also manipulated the distance very well, made Garozzo fall just short at the end.
Hey, that's covering.
The tempo
Yeah, he's
of this match.
Or ducking, whatever. Card him.
See, Cheremisinov never really gets angry. Like, sometimes you'll see him lose about 15-4 and there's, like, no frustration or anything. Which is why I feel like fencing him must be the most, like, infuriating thing ever.
He's a robot.
Yeah. Nice
Ooh,
touch.
that was easy.
Yeah.
Cheremisinov seems
That's
very flat-footed.
the risk when you're being so static on your legs,
Yeah.
is if somebody has a lunge fast enough, they can just catch you just like that.
Yeah, it's a
Beautiful touch.
really good answer for that. It's like you're gonna stand there, okay?
Boom.
I'm gonna hit you.
Yeah.
Cheremisinov seems very flat-footed. It's like he is looking for something to react to.
That's
That
a good
is-
observation,
Yeah.
actually.
And Garozzo's just too fast.
Garozzo's doing all of the work right now in this bout. He's the one setting up all the action, and Cheremisinov is following him, but in a way that allows him to take advantage of some opportunities. He's noticing everything that Garozzo's doing so that he can take advantage of it.
Ooh, that was nice again. Kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
Like a little bit of fake movement in to get Garozzo to do something,
Yeah.
and he's ready.
Yeah.
And
And
again,
this
that's a
time he
hard
hits.
angle to hit
This
too.
time he hits, yeah. There was that one right before he hit off target, so
There
this one was
from the Russian.
good repost.
Well, that's what he was looking for in the previous hit. Didn't get it. Got it that time.
Yeah.
Ooh, I thought something was gonna happen there.
Away from
Yeah.
the break.
Oh, was this happen? Did this happen before they made everyone fence to the last second?
I guess I'm not sure when that happened exactly. This was 2018, probably like
Calm,
July or May,
but Cheremisinov
somewhere close to
not
summer.
enjoying this at this point.
But like you can kind of see, like Garozzo's not getting anything from Cheremisinov. You know, he has to make everything happen, and Cheremisinov is letting him make things happen and sometimes taking advantage.
After the quarterfinals, he'd come
He dug himself out of the 7-4 hole he was in after those 3 counterattacks in a row.
Mm-hmm.
It's worth it though. Now let's see birds, whatever. But there was a picture there. Now let's see what Cheremisinov comes out with. He wasn't happy at all with that second period.
How could you tell?
Keeping his blade out there kind of limits how close Garozzo can get.
And he's actually doing steps in this time.
Yeah, yeah.
We haven't
but-
really seen him do yet.
Mhm. It's also harder for Garozzo to go in preparation when Cheremisinov's point is facing him directly. He probably has to search before he goes,
Yeah,
and
and that's an opportunity.
yeah,
yes.
But I mean, okay, look, there were 79.
He's doing the stuff from a safe distance, so it's hard for Cheremisinov to capitalize on it.
You know, this is basically
They're both just being
match
really
32.
patient here.
Yeah, he's not willing to enter distance while the blade is in his face like that. He doesn't need to. He's winning right now.
End up in the final.
I mean,
But when Cheremisinov is like searching like that, he feels more comfortable.
more truly
Surprisingly, most attackers feel more comfortable
than
when
other
their opponent is
competition.
searching.
Ooh, that was such good timing too.
Yeah.
Counter there.
I hate that. It feels like you just wasted an opportunity.
Yeah.
Looking for the counter, but not landing.
Good on him for not getting frustrated about it, though.
Just looks the fitter of the two.
Well, I mean, physically,
This period has been so much slower than the other one.
Definitely.
Cheremisinov
Cheremisinov doesn't want to push anything, and Garozzo's, I want to say, a little scared to force anything, which is good. You never want to force anything.
Ooh.
your power goes down.
I think he got a little impatient there. Distance was way too big for that repost, but he went for it anyway.
Yeah.
Explosive moments.
I mean, that's what happens though. When nothing happens for like a minute,
Period.
someone's bound to
Gets harder when you go.
slip up.
32 is
Yeah, there's like a lot of mental pressure to do something.
Mm-hmm.
What's covering again?
Yeah.
Ducking?
Garozzo's.
I don't know if he asked for video or if he's just asking to fix split though. His coach probably told him not to. It's not a wise way to use your videos,
Lazy
especially this late in the bout.
Yeah. He's used one. So if he uses another one, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Especially because all you're going to get is a yellow card. Like, and then if you don't, you lose a situation to flip a touch that may have been called incorrectly.
Yep. That's a nice touch.
Oh!
Lovely from
The fact that he took the blade right before he finished there was also very important because Cheremisinov went for the counterattack. Getting the blade stops him from hitting you and then gives you a little bit of extra time to get closer to him.
And not just that, it also creates like a change in tempo you can work off of.
this contest since around about the first.
Ooh,
Got a little antsy there. Started pushing a little too much.
that was the thing that he wasn't doing, or he was doing well by not doing that before.
Exactly. I think he got a little confident after that last touch and wanted to force a touch in. Especially against Cheremisinov, this is a very hard action to do.
Again,
Yeah.
a little impatient.
Yeah.
Daniele Garozzo, even though he's now surrendered the lead to Cheremisinov.
Well, that was a pretty powerful parry there from the Russian.
So
Yes, it was.
I think from here on, it's really important to watch Garozzo's demeanor and the way he's fencing the bout. So even now, he's rushing a little bit more.
Turns his back,
Attack from the right.
heads
Did they not call that?
I think he went straight to video.
referee.
He must have thought maybe attack no or something.
You know, just
But I think they could come back and go to Garozzo.
Cheremisinov was also definitely
I thought
counterattacking.
that was
Yeah.
Like if you take over there, maybe, but I mean that's not.
Yeah, he missed the time and he
step
counterattacked,
in
so still
and
attack from
stop,
right.
giving the
But otherwise,
right
it was
away.
perfect, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Because it looked to me in real time like
Yeah, he's trying to
Garozzo's attack.
close a line, and he's
Yeah.
not ducking, but he's definitely trying to do a defensive action rather than
Yeah.
an offensive one.
Attack.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Good.
So,
But you can see Garozzo, again, does not want to give up anything off the line, just like in the beginning, which is when he was struggling a little bit more. So he's rushing a little bit. Now he slows down. That's a nice touch. Take the blade,
Yeah.
slow down, and go.
Garozzo with the beat.
That slow down draws out the counterattack is perfect.
so now the $1 million question: what's the difference between a beat attack and a parry riposte? Cheremisinov.
Even though Garozzo got the touch, they both looked unhappy after that.
Yeah,
That looked very clearly like a beat to me.
Yeah.
slow attack. There's no
And,
stop.
is the amount of time between the beat and the beginning.
You know what's
So
funny?
that's what
is-
Cheremisinov wants. He wants it to be attack no.
I think he might want it to be parry post, but I would go for attack no. What's funny is if you go to like a lot of referees and you tell them it was called attack no, attack left.
One continuous action.
They'd be like, I could see that.
Yeah, exactly. It's so like there's so many subjective situations now.
To the lower third of the blade.
Yeah, one of the problems is that like across refereeing situations like that aren't standardized, so you don't always know in the bout like what. That was
Yeah.
that was a really nice counter post.
Cheremisinov wanted to rush in and got uncomfortable.
Oh, he's Yeah, another thing you can do with when you think your opponent is covering, you don't have to replay it, but you can just tell the ref, can you watch, like pay extra attention to it.
Yeah.
So he gets parried here as he wants to come in, tries to finish anyway, but somehow still
so
gets
this time
the blade.
also, contrary to before, Cheremisinov gives his arm right away and gets caught in the counter parry. So parry, repost straight, direct, and gets caught in that counter parry immediately. And because he's
the
so
same one
committed,
he's done almost every time.
Right. So before that, like the touches that he scored was when he took the blade, waited a little bit, saw that, and then went around it, right? Here he's off balance. He tries to go in for the remise, and you're not going to get away from Garozzo here.
Yeah. So this is his happy place.
Yeah.
Let's just check to see if he was covering.
It's hard to see from this angle,
Yeah,
too.
it is.
I think he's fine. He's still
Looks
looking
okay to
out.
me.
Yeah. It's really, really frustrating, but he's fine. Yeah. I don't think that they're going to call for video either.
And a lot of the time, it feels different inside the bout than it looks from the side.
Yeah, definitely.
Something we've all experienced. Where you were like so sure that he landed on your blade or something, and you're watching the bout, you're like, well, what the hell was I
guess
looking
not.
at?
Yeah.
Easily, but Daniele Garozzo has the momentum in his favour. The reigning Olympic champion.
I like the way Cheremisinov doesn't just get on guard here. He waits and thinks for a second and composes himself before he goes again. Too many people just get on guard immediately. It's probably reprise from left.
Attack, Garozzo beside himself. The Italian coach
I think they changed this.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Attack,
It's a nice show by Garozzo, too, but this is another subjective call. You could argue he's just inching forward, but he doesn't have the intention to hit.
You could just call this attack from the right.
Exactly.
Not even worry about the stop.
Exactly.
Because he's clearly accelerating first.
Yeah. So, but you could also say that since Cheremisinov been moving forward so slowly, it's just and never stop. It's just an attack.
Yeah, that really depends on the ref.
I think it should be called
It was Cheremissinov's preparation.
right attack, but
I
let's see what they
think
come
that's
back
what
with.
the commentator just said. That's Cheremisinov's preparation. Oh. All right.
Change his blade.
1 point.
Oh, they did
It's
change
14-11.
it?
Yeah, they changed it. They called it
Yeah.
preparation and gave it to
The
Garozzo.
Americans.
Honestly, I'm okay with either call as long as the referee is consistent.
Yeah. Which is kind of weird because he called an earlier one attack from right when when Cheremisinov wanted it to be attack and preparation, but they weren't exactly the same touch, so
Yeah, true.
It was fine.
As well.
It's lovely there.
I thought Garozzo ducked again.
Definitely, and he also finished way too early. He's getting a little nervous here,
Lovely.
In the mix as
right?
well.
Here, Cheremisinov does a little provocation with his foot. Garozzo immediately lunges in from way too far away.
But he doesn't do his disengage.
Yeah. So here, yeah. So this is
I love that close
there was a touch earlier where this happened, but Garozzo just got the counter repost and put it on.
Mm-hmm.
Where we said that Cheremisinov should have pulled back a little bit longer and had given himself that ability to go around that four, because as soon as he shoots his arm out, he becomes vulnerable for counter parry. So this was a touch that could have given Garozzo the win, but you can tell now he's getting a little
The
antsy
Americans
to score the last touch.
in the mix as well.
Oh, we're gonna see it again.
Yeah, one more.
It's lovely there from Cheremisinov. He'll stand there toe to toe until
Now can
Okay,
Garozzo
coming
close
forward.
this one out?
they haven't updated the score, I don't believe.
No, they have. Yeah, they have.
Ooh, Garozzo wanted to react
Yeah,
there.
yeah, he wants it really bad.
Ooh.
And when you extend an attack for that long, it becomes easier and easier to get a counterattack. It's harder and harder to stay focused. It's honestly, I think it's impossible to stay focused past 7 or 8 seconds, like to the intensity where you can finish anywhere, right? After that, you start to slip up a little bit.
Would you rather just throw out a finish or just break it off and go backwards?
It depends on the distance you're in, but sometimes you can just finish short or take a step back like he's been doing a lot of the time,
Yeah.
and draw something out from Cheremisinov instead of continuing to push at the same tempo.
Yeah, he
because
was doing
makes it-
that. He was pushing too much in the beginning, was getting caught a lot, then started taking the steps back like you were saying, and that was much more successful.
right.
But he seems to have gone back to what he was doing in the beginning.
Exactly. You're a lot
Maybe
less-
as you say, because he's starting to get a little
Yeah,
nervous.
you're a little less susceptible to mistakes when you take your time and play a little bit more with the fencer that you're fencing. So.
Yeah.
Say the first cut is the deepest, but the last point is often the hardest.
For me, it's from the left.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yes.
The last point is often the hardest.
Yep. I agree.
Because Garozzo goes no in the first one. Again, he got a little too antsy there. He thought that he saw a stop and thought that he had to go,
Nope,
but
neither of them
it wasn't
have
there.
any replays
Um,
remaining.
and that's the problem with fencing, knowing that you want something to happen, is that you think that it's there when it's really not, and you give up touches like this.
Cheremisinov was really comfortable. Oh, he even unplugged his foil.
We're going to get a replay.
Yeah, because here, even though Garozzo's feet start moving first, he missed there, which Cheremisinov responded to, and why does he get the right to go again at that point?
Yeah, exactly.
Does he stop?
Yeah, he missed his chance.
He looks to me like he does there.
Yeah.
He does look. Hold it.
Peanut Gallery agrees. And so does the ref.
Yeah.
Men's foil final. The European Championship.
Wow, this was a good bout. Good choice.
You can tell Garozzo's a little frustrated here, too, after that touch. And then just in general with how Cheremisinov's been fencing him.
Gold again.
So he comes in forward.
Ooh, that was
Almost-
so dangerous.
Exactly, almost got caught there right after receiving a touch. Again, finishing from a little too far away, and then
And
rushing
trying
in
to
with two
push
big
it.
steps. Exactly.
That was a 14-11 comeback, right?
Yep.
It's Cheremisinov. He's won gold
And what,
again. He won
3
gold
of those
in
last 4
this
touches were counterattacks?
Yeah.
2012 in Legnano. And
He had
he's
one
won
takeover. It was a
gold
counterattack
again.
of Remise and a counterattack, I
Russia
think.
has defeated the reigning European champion.
That was good.
the reigning
Yeah.
Olympic champion, Daniele
Definitely
Garozzo,
great fencing by
after the
Cheremisinov. Way to stay
second
patient
silver.
even at the end and level-headed even for the last touch. You can tell Garozzo really wanted it. And even
Yes,
though
he did.
he missed a couple of opportunities and there were chances for Cheremisinov to hit him even earlier than that he kind of just didn't capitalize on, he didn't try to overcompensate, like right there. He didn't try to run after him immediately right after, right, or Remise. And actually a couple times before that, Garozzo finishes short,
You gotta say hats off.
and
Hats off.
Cheremisinov takes his time a little bit more.
Yeah, no, I mean, he is a fighter. He is a
Yeah, he was doing so much better when he wasn't forcing things.
Yeah.
And this year has been a really good one for him. He's back in the top 16. He's performing well.
That's a reaction.
towards the world championship.
But
you know,
I think that's about you learn from
he's got to
Yeah,
on
for
both
sure.
sides for sure.
He hasn't lost his ton
So,
of points from last year.
Definitely a super entertaining bout. And Garozzo fenced really well,
So,
but it's one of the dangers of knowing what you want
well,
is sometimes you feel like you have something and you don't.
medal match.
And I've also seen him be really stubborn in situations like I think it was in European Championships this last year with Falcone, where he just kept getting counterattacked and he just was really stubborn on pushing, and I think he lost 15-3 or something.
Yeah.
That's
When Garozzo is at his best is, in my opinion, when he draws out a counterattack from the opponent, and sometimes it can finish, but when he's at his best is when he draws a counter time, gets the person to start remising when really close, and then hits where he wants. Like when he gets that distance super close and in fighting, that's when he's most comfortable, that's when he's really on, and that's when he fences his best.
And it's like you said, it's so hard when you're attacking, marching slowly like that, because your opponent pretty much can initiate whenever they want, and you're putting yourself in a situation where you have to be ready to react for a long time.
Yeah, and you have to be so quick about it too, and
Yeah.
always you have to analyze which line to finish in as well, because it's so
There's
much
so
thinking
many
to
variables.
do. It's so much thinking to do in a split second that it's hard to be ready for that for longer than 6-7 seconds.
Yeah,
You
it
know
is.
what, Graham? I have a feeling.
Well, both of them are still fencing very
that
well,
it's a
so
possibility that we will have a
excited. It's going to be exciting
replay.
to watch him fence at the Olympics.
Nice. Well, thank you for doing that with me.
No problem. I had a good time. It was a good bout.